Oh, you
Oh, you
started
started the
stream.
stream.
What did you say?
You started
You
the
started the
stream.
stream.
Yeah, and then you proceeded to blast something. It's all good.
Literally the second you started.
Okay, it's all good. And I'll put up starting soon.
What is the Spotify code? This match was interesting.
Share.
This
This is interesting. So even though I'm playing on the desktop, it doesn't play this through the desktop.
Okay.
This wasn't really
Okay. Okay. Ghost, how does your audio sound?
Test.
Yep, you sound alright. Ace, how does your audio sound?
Check. How do I sound? How do I sound?
Stop.
Yeah. You sounded better earlier. I don't know what happened.
What's the
mics? Cameras.
What's the
What's
thing?
the thing?
What is the issue? Like, what does it sound like? Does it sound choppy?
Oh, stop talking.
No.
We identified the problem already. Yeah, maybe this is kind of a too loud type of thing, where it's kind of you sound like the mic is in your mouth, so it sounds like
Pretty much is.
Yeah,
How do I sound now?
yeah, keep it like that.
Okay. Dog, I look extra beat on camera today. Good lord.
It's a podcast, so you should come look in your best.
Yeah.
I had to throw on the little enjoy fit today. I'm like the only one that's still rocking a enjoy here. Oh yeah, you can do like Ace. Yo, that's a saving grace during meetings, by the way. For any listeners, obviously no listeners. That's like Ace got the blurry shit going on, and that's like or the blurry stuff going on, and that's like the secret strat for meetings. Even though
you're in a different position? No, Diddy.
Yo, this before the podcast shit is crazy.
Oh shit! Are we streaming?
Nice.
Wait, I was trying to see how can I would do my blur too.
I'm sure there's a Discord setting.
I
was gonna say, even though we're typically in our rooms when we're working, but still, you never know. Maybe you had a wild night and you have some like females' undergarments in their backs or stuff. Or something like that.
What do you think you're talking to, bro?
Oh yeah. Oh, you never know.
I guess you never do know.
Anyway, how do I sound? Do I sound audibly all right, and is the volume all right?
Yep. Acceptable.
Fair enough. Good.
Yeah. Blur makes it even worse. So good lord.
Well, maybe you'll be so compelling with your speech that people won't even care.
No one's here to look at me anyways.
Apparently, people still do prefer to see the actual speakers for some reason, even though I speak for myself. I'm jacked, so in a bad way. So, okay.
Podcast listeners are crazy, bro.
Like
who would active? I'm gonna stop because you're rushing me.
I mean, you can go, but I mean, the thing is, just the data. Like people listen to podcasts more than they listen to music these days. So it just is what it is.
So who wants to hear other people talk, bro? Talk about nothing. Just for 2 hours.
Literally billions of people. You are the minority here. It's just that.
This is like I still can't wrap my head around this. I don't get it.
It's like somebody that can't wrap their head around people that like drinking.
You could just
listen to music.
I mean, you can do a million things, but this is what people choose to want to do, and it's the success shows for it.
Crazy.
Oh, you know what?
I feel like half the world got a podcast.
That's what I'm missing. I'm missing my chords. Okay, maybe this will make the audio even sound better. Okay, and then if I go over to Discord myself, because to be honest, the fact that my audio could potentially be sounding like kind of mid is actually making me wonder if I have the right inputs. Video. No, that's good.
Can I hear my own thing? Sounds alright. Sounds good. Push talk.
Think about doing that. Okay.
Why do you sound like... Sorry.
Are you talking to one of us?
Yeah, it's nothing you did wrong. It's just your audio was somehow even more like crisp sounding, and I despise hearing that in my headphones. But again, it's nothing you do. I'll just deal with it.
So my audio sounds even better. That's what you're trying to say. I can back it up if you want.
It's fine. I'll just turn you down on my end.
Pop out with it. Okay. I think we're good to go. So I will go here, take this off, and then see if it looks good. Hey, not it doesn't look perfect, but hey, not too bad. Not too bad. And if we're good to go, let's get right into it. I'll start recording in 3, 2. All right. Even though I said I'd back it up, the mic that is, it feels weird not being able to have it like right here. Anyway, welcome back, guys. Welcome back, everyone, to the Be Warmed and Be Filled podcast. We're back. We're back. We have not everyone here, but we do have the guys, the crew, the brethren. We have Ace.
What's up?
We have Ghost.
Yo.
And we have myself, Questlando. Guys, how are y'all doing? How are y'all feeling?
Pretty good. Could be a little bit more awake.
I forgot to ask you about earlier. I'm not going to ask you on record, but that's comment seems to be somewhat conflicting to what you texted earlier. But anyway. What about you guys? How are you doing?
I'm fine. No one really cares anyways, to be honest, right?
I actually couldn't agree with you more. But I will say, I'm feeling pretty good myself. I'm actually in the middle of recovering from not actually feeling so well, so apologies in advance if I do sound kind of trash. And also, double apologies in advance if, during the middle I start, just coughing up my whole lungs and stuff. So I have to, super mute the podcast. Just giving a nice heads up. But we all are here, and we all are alive. So, all praise to that. So, before we jump into the actual podcast stuff, gotta get the podcast intro stuff, the boring stuff. First and foremost, thank you to all future, present, and past listeners. I don't know, that would imply some past listeners dead or something like that. We greatly appreciate y'all. And if you are ever looking to kind of get into more of the weeds and things, after we edit the podcast, and even now, you can find stuff in the description. But after we're done the podcast, you can go down there and find timestamps. If you just want to listen to specific parts of the podcast, specific topics that we go over, there'll be timestamps provided. And if you're ever looking for new music, new artists, we can provide a Spotify playlist, our song selections of the week, songs that we listen to or not listen to throughout the course of the week that we think would be worth recommending. You can find the description below. And if you are ever just interested in listen to our smaller or shorter content, you can go on our channel and go to the videos tab, and then you'll see all our videos for all of our topic discussions, just condensed and sliced up into that video. So if you just want to listen, if you want a shorter listening experience. But with all that out the way, usually we also do content recommendations, but I don't think we actually have any this week. So we can actually get super right into the topics, if that's okay with y'all.
I don't have any recommendations, but I do have a question for you. How was your trip / vacation?
That is actually not a bad question. Yes, recently I went to Dominican Republic for the first time, and I suppose it is worth giving a warm recap. I would ask y'all the same thing if y'all went somewhere. But I don't want to drag things. Who cares about what's going on in my life? Obviously, first and foremost, it was a super dope and phenomenal trip. All praise to the Most High for allowing me to experience a trip like that. Getting to see new territory, new land. Salute to the resort. What was the name of the resort? That's where I spent time. It was like called Bahia Principe. And maybe I'll like tag it, just like tag it in post just to give them the credit. But it was a super dope resort. Yeah, definitely anything you ever need during the stay, they take care of it, even to a kind of a weird degree. Because I'm like one of the people like once I'm actually at the location, I can be very self-sustainable, like taking care of stuff. But you call them or anything, they'll pretty much take care of it. Obviously, whenever you're in a foreign land, it definitely not makes you pissed, but kind of makes you really wish you could really understand every bit of the language. But it is what it is. Cigar salute to them for knowing as much English as the staff knew, so they can cater to their clients. But yeah, what were the highlights and the lowlights? Obviously, even though for some reason I heard people actually complaining, the weather was super within my expectations, super warm. Like beach weather almost every day, except days where it is kind of raining, which it rains. It rains spontaneously sometimes, but it was in my expectations. That was really good. The only thing, this is kind of a low light, at night, and I guess I'm just one of those people that announced that I needed to be a bit colder when I'm about to go to sleep. At night, that's the only time it was aggy. You got like AC on full blast in that type of environment. Food was pretty good. I got to try not just super authentic Dominican food, but definitely an array of different foods. That was definitely dope. Definitely got to go to one of the nicest beaches that I've been to in my life. The only low light thing of that is like that was ocean water, like super hella ocean water. And what I mean by that, it was super salty. And that's maybe a low light on me that I should be able to swim without getting water into my eyes and mouth. But I definitely consumed raw ass ocean salt water. But yeah,
that's kind of a crazy complaint, to be honest. But
I'm just. This is my Quest's land or interpretation of how my trip went. Yeah, but obviously, I should actually probably share some pictures with you. Y'all know I'm not the best sharing pictures with you guys. But definitely got to like ride. I was about to say go across. got to ride dune buggies and explore the land a bit.
I saw some pictures going.
Oh yeah, I did post something. Yes, that's true. Go check out my Instagram at Questando. Got to go into this deep ass, scary ass cave and jumped in it. It was that definitely nice experiences. That's kind of the main things. One thing I didn't realize, but I'm not wholly surprised, because I mean, whenever you go to places where the sun beams on everybody, like for the vast majority part of the day, it's a very real thing that the people that reside in Dominican probably like they are, interestingly enough, either like hella dark skin or like hella white passing. Like there was so many times where I'm like walking next to a white or white passing person and they just start busting out Espanol. So yeah, that's definitely something that you might encounter. Yeah, there's probably other things I could recap about. I mean, all in all, I had a good time. Got to not stress too much. Got to swim a great amount, eat different foods, listen to a hell of a lot of Hispanic music. Yeah, it was all in all a good time. Salutes, man. And I think it's probably the last thing I say. Salutes are like, it's probably applicable because I think I noticed a bit of this when we went to like France too. But people that work in like I would just call it like the tourist industry or the business of like selling, like those people go so goddamn hard to sell you something, and it just be random and everywhere. Like if they know that you're here for something, they're gonna try to sell you something, and sometimes they won't even take no for an answer. But I'm saying salute to them not because I mean obviously they're hella annoying, but you definitely see how you definitely see the level of motivation that somebody has when they like if I don't sell something, if I don't make some shake that day, I might not might not meet my daily means of my daily what I need to provide for my means. But yeah, if anything comes to me, I might share. But I don't know, it was a dope trip. I had no qualms. I can't speak for everyone. There were definitely some people that I bumped into that weren't having as pleasant a time, but man, it's what it is. Definitely a trip that I would recommend to other people. But my vacations aside, if there's nothing else, we can jump right into the topics. And actually, give me 1 second. I want to change something. All right, let's pull up the topics. Okay, so now let me go here. And once again, those names are not in order. But I can fix that real quick. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't even think about it. Whenever you have a second, Ace, go check the YouTube, make sure it looks alright. It sounds alright. We're not just thinking we're fully recording when we're actually not.
I forgot to message, but
you was on it. Nice. So let's get right to it. So, first topic of the evening. Bumped into this post, and actually, I think I see a lot of this brother's content. I think they just post like skits for like somebody that like works in an office or a corporate environment, the stresses and things. But this is actually not so much a skit. It's actually a relatively interesting question, and I don't know if it can be blown up more, but it's fine. I'm gonna read it even if you can't. So, for all of us workers out there that kind of, work for companies and things of that nature, this brother poses a question of which of these two options, if you had your choice, which of these work-related benefits would you choose? What out of these two are the best combinations? And I actually don't think we need the audio for it. You can actually play the video, but I don't know if you need the audio. There might be some copyright stuff. Anyway, so again, the question is which two would be the best combination? So you have 7 options. You get to pick 2. And I'm curious to know what y'all will pick. So you get a 25% raise. So from whatever you're making, you get 25% raise. No coworkers. So for all those that like solidarity out there, like solitude rather, you get complete solitude. You get a personal assistant. So all the more administrative things that you have to take care of in your day to day, you have somebody that bangs all that out. Even if you need a coffee midday, somebody go take care of that. Get you your extra large, 2 pumps of sugar, all that jazz. Gets you that. Gets you lunch. 4-day work week is the next one. So typically, I know in some places they already implement this, but typically people are used to 9 to 5, 5 days a week. Imagine if you get that 4-day work week. Unlimited PTO. So you don't have to save up your PTO. You don't have to be worried about, if you don't use your PTO at the end of the year, it falls off. No, you get unlimited PTO. Work from home. For all the people out there that go to the office day in and day out, have that commute, sitting in traffic, listening to the radio station. Well, I don't even know what music is on the radio station these days. Or you get a free company car. A car that's completely provided by a company. You have access to do whatever you want. The gas and the mileage is reimbursed. Obviously, just don't do no dumb stuff with it. So, relatively simple. You guys had probably a time to think about it, mull it over for a bit. And if anyone's listening, feel free to post in the comments which 2 you would prefer. Sorry, I said perfect. But for as now, I'm wondering what y'all would go with. Start with you, Ace. Which of these 2 are you picking? And why?
I pick 25%. Am I talking?
You are indeed.
Yes, you're talking. A little too close to that mic.
I picked 25% raise and 4-day work week. This is basically by process of elimination. Number 2, no coworkers. I have no reason not to want coworkers. I like coworkers. 3, personal assistant. ChatGPT is the ultimate personal assistant, so I'm good. Unlimited PTO. I already have
First
that.
of all, that's a wild statement. Second of all, the AI can't do everything a personal assistant can, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to necessarily go. You don't have to necessarily go through all the ones the reason why you wouldn't want it. Okay, fair enough. So you would wait. What's the second one you picked? My apologies.
4-day work week.
Got you. So you would, even if you had to go to the office every day, you would still want those 2?
Oh, if I had to go to the office every day, no, I wouldn't want the 4-day work week.
Yeah, like this is a situation which if you do. Say that again.
I would not want the 4-day. I mean, I would. So, I mean, this I shouldn't be considering what I already have.
No, if you don't, you get your 2. And the other ones you gotta do. You don't get them.
It's basically
Obviously.
a new job. Oh, okay. Shoot. Huh? Actually, no. Yeah, I would still choose the same things. I don't value work from home over a 4-day work week. I would go back to the office.
Got you. And you don't want a little free company car? You don't have to worry about putting miles on your
I
car.
already had it, and there was no not worrying. If I get into an accident, it's a problem.
Well, it's not your insurance, but fair enough. And what about you, Ghost? Out of these 7 options, you get 2. Which one you picking?
So, assuming because my cheating brain is going to If I got the free company car, I'm assuming I couldn't sell it and just pocket the
Here
extra
we
money.
go. No, what the heck are you talking
Doesn't
about?
even make any sense.
Insane.
Doesn't even make sense.
Oh,
Nobody's ever been allowed to do that.
I said free. Okay. So, assuming that this is realistic and all that, I would take the 25% raise, assuming that it doesn't prevent me from getting any additional raises and increases in pay. And I would work from home for life, which is, I don't know. It was between that and the 4-day work week. It is close, but I prefer to work 5 days a week and not have to drive in than the alternative.
Got you. So you're telling me that unlimited PTO, the ability to take as much time off as you want, if you ever want to take a trip, if you ever want to take a day off to go to a show, if you ever want to like the unlimited PTO ain't selling? Ain't going?
So, again, I was assuming that I can't cheat and just say, "Oh, every day is PTO. It's unlimited." Right now, what I have I have so much time banked up at my job that I effectively have unlimited PTO, but I kind of can't take it because I have so much going on and so much responsibility with certain tasks that I work on that if I took the PTO, I'd still end up doing some bit of work in some capacity. So if it was a situation where I didn't have to worry about that and I could take like 3 months of PTO in a year and it wouldn't affect anything, then
Yeah,
should I take
you guys
that?
don't literally have to draw on from your literal own experience.
Again, y'all
Like,
got on me
this
about
is-
the
this is
car, but if
if
we can get creative with the unlimited
that's
PTO,
unreasonable.
I'm taking half the year unlimited PTO, and I'll take just that, and I don't need anything else because I'm not working for half the year and still getting paid for it. But again, I'm assuming I can't do that.
I mean, that's unlimited.
All right, well, it's that.
gotta
It's
be
that.
real.
It's that.
I think what you
I have to put it in the framework of
Yeah, it has to be
at
like
least realistic
approved.
in my life. Like,
I'm assuming it would have to be approved by your boss.
well, the thing about unlimited PTO, I think either we talked about this or this we're going to talk about this in the topic. The way they have it is the way they do it. Well, the way some companies do it is so they set up unlimited PTO, and what they found is people. It doesn't really change the way people take their vacations. Like people take their 1 to 3 vacations a year, and like they don't really abuse it, and it level of like productivity like typically remains the same. So what typically happens is you take how much every time you need, but also it can't necessarily impact your level of productivity. So if you were to take this half a year off thing, if you were to still be able to complete all your actions, all your tasks, still be the literal best employee that they have at the end of the year, that's fine. But if you're a regular guy like the vast majority of us, if you were to do that, then they will be looking at you as you're just a complete liability, and then that's where they'll let you go.
Yeah.
So yes, you get unlimited PTO, but you have to think about it in terms of like what your respective output
Exactly.
is, on how you prefer to work.
If
So
we're
it's
talking
just
about my
something
output, I am in the 99. I am built different. I shouldn't say I'm in the 1%. I am built different. If I took half a year off, my output would still equal some other people's entirety. That's just me being realistic.
crazy.
I'm built different. So if we're going that route,
yeah, you can do it.
then
You can do it.
yeah.
I could not do it.
Fair enough. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Nobody cares, but obviously, I'm almost wondering who wouldn't. But obviously, you got to go with the 25% raise, and while my real answer is working home from life, because I'll be honest, I don't know if I could. I can't imagine a world in which I have to be in the office every day again. That's a dub. I'm gonna be honest. That number two does sound appealing to me. No coworkers, no problem. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, your problem becomes the customers.
Yeah, wouldn't their workload just kind of get shifted to you in a
To
sense?
you, and you have to deal directly with the customer.
No. It's not. It's not that there's no other employees at the company. It's no other. If no one interacts with me, I'm doing my own thing. That's how I imagine
Oh,
it.
that's
It can't be a
interesting.
company of only one person. You're just working for yourself.
That's
If
what I
I
was
didn't have to
thinking.
worry about other people,
Yeah.
I might actually choose that because I don't mind my coworkers, but the number one thing I hate in my job is doing managerial tasks and overseeing and task delegation. I have to do it a lot. And I absolutely despise it. So if I didn't have to do that,
Yeah, but that's not. I think that's still that's a subset of having coworkers. Like I don't have to do that, and I have coworkers that are reliable and like in a lot of ways better than me. I mean, at certain tasks and things. So it's um it's a benefit. Like it can be a benefit as opposed to a liability type thing where you have to be the manager almost.
I don't know. I'm thinking of my coworkers, and I can't think of a task that if I just gave it to them, it said, "Hey, can you do this instead of me?" That they would.
Well,
That's what,
again, this is not
I
about
this is coming across as very
your
vain,
literal
but
life
I'm
in your
just being
job. I
very
think
realistic.
it benefits.
Is that what you saying, Quest?
I think it actually benefits us to not necessarily harp on our specific. I think it actually benefits us for this topic to not necessarily think about our specific work.
What about who's supposed to compare it to? Like, I can't take my own current job out of the equation because I don't know. If I was at a
I
bigger
mean, not
company,
necessarily
then
take out the equation, but not necessarily reference it in every
what else am I supposed to be
way you think
using as
about
my
like the dynamics of working, the dynamics of.
like? What else is my comparison point if
I'm
it's
not gonna
not
turn this into like obviously it's.
bro? Like I'm go from my
I'm
own
obviously not gonna turn
experience.
this
What do
if
you
you
want
don't
me
have
to
any.
do?
he's just saying if your
I
coworkers
I
spotted the
clearly you
dough,
are.
how
I
would
can
you
see. I can
feel?
hear it.
How would they feel?
Well, I'm not
Man,
even so much
I don't
about.
care
Well,
about that.
there is always that element. I'm not even so much talking about that. I'm just like anyway.
I just don't get how we're not supposed to use our own
Regardless,
current
yeah,
experiences in this.
argumentative to that
I
point.
really I literally don't.
Well,
I'm not even
if
being.
it helps,
I don't even understand how.
Oops.
if it helps, I don't know about Ace, but I'm definitely able to think about dynamics of working in a corporate or office setting, and I don't necessarily have to draw on my specific experiences because I have, because like from speaking with other people, from like different pieces of content I consume, even like this brother, I'm like the thing I started by talking about. This brother posts his content about like what it's like to work in an office or corporate environment, like. It's not unfathomable. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, yeah. Obviously, what's going on with this? What's going on with the video or the screen, Ace? Obviously, even if you look at the comments under his video, like different people go doing different options. So it's definitely. I feel like most people are going with the raise. Unfortunately, in this economy, you can't afford not to. But yeah. I
What does the
think
screen look like?
there's all
Sorry.
different people have like different aspects. Not like well, if you look at the YouTube, it looks like it's effed up. Anyway, what was I saying? Different
You look
people
at
like different benefits that you get from working for a company, and yeah, it's always interesting to know what people would pick if they had their options in life. But if nothing else, we can move on to the next topic. habits. Well, actually, I don't know what that. Oh yeah. Well, you can hear me at the very least.
Yep.
My audio still sounds off.
It sounds better now.
I'll take it. And it doesn't. You guys aren't taking a million seconds to respond to me, so I think it sounds good.
Cool.
Where's my thing? Okay, there we go. Anyways, sorry for that. And now you guys' names are effed up again. Or did I ever fix them in the first place? I don't remember. Anyway, I guess before I get into that. So, for the next topic, man, this is a actually not super crazy in the grand scheme of things. I feel as if we have bumped into maybe not topics, but maybe we've seen in our life age restrictions when it comes to certain establishments, typically geared towards either kids or at least people that are under 18 or under 21, depending on where you live, due to drinking restrictions. But this restaurant is pushing it to the max. They not only do they want kids, they don't want nobody that you can't call an uncle or auntie. So, restaurant in Florissant, Missouri, faces controversy after the policy requires adults 30 and up to enter. Bliss aims, I guess that's the name of the restaurant, aims to provide adults with a unique dining experience to enjoy West African and Caribbean cuisine or grab a drink during happy hour. 2 weeks after its opening, the restaurant age policy caused a debate on social media. Still, assistant manager Erica Rhodes said the rule was created to prevent drama at the establishment. They don't want no young boys and young girls coming in beefing. We all seen those videos with some of these hip spots where all the young cats go, and you see nothing but people shaking their asses and bringing hookahs and stuff. Even though I'm pretty sure there's hookah in this particular restaurant. Let's play some of the video.
St. Louis County is blowing up on social media. Lots of people have plenty to say about the age restrictions at Bliss in Florissant. Today, 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend talked to the owner and customers.
Kelly, the restaurant owner, tells me he wanted a business where people 30 years old and older can go, enjoy, and have a peaceful time. And with that, he says, come age limits.
What's up with the brothers? Y'all good?
Welcome to Bliss. 2 weeks ago, 36-year-old Marvin Pate and his wife opened their new upscale restaurant near West Florissant and New Halls Ferry Road in North St. Louis County.
It represents pure happiness and pure utopia. It's a home away from home. You could come here and feel like that you were actually on a resort.
Delicious. Jamaican style.
The restaurant's popular West African Caribbean cuisine,
Lamb chops ready?
isn't the only hot topic simmering on social media. People
First of all, I find it funny how it said he's 36, how he would just barely get into his own restaurant. Yeah, obviously this is just looking at the video, but I will say that food don't look too bad. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Everybody's bugging out.
Yeah, none of us would be able to get into it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I mean,
I'm not that old yet.
we can watch more of the video, but I mean, just off first of what we've started to consume, what do y'all think of this? Do y'all think it makes sense for a restaurant to have the type of age restrictions, and so they only have the older crowd? What do you think? What do you think, Ghost? Does it piss you off that you couldn't go into the establishment?
I want to know who has a problem with this, bro. Like, is his restaurant? Let him do whatever he wants. Why are people pissed? Why are people mad? It's like,
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, it's not an uncommon thing for people to be pissed that they can't go somewhere.
It's I don't know. It just feels like really petty and childish, which is pretty ironic given this policy that people get pissed about this. It's like, it's for older people. Deal with it. I don't know what you expect. Like, you crusading on social media is gonna make a difference. It's like, wait till you get 30 or 35, and until then, sucks for you. I don't think it's deeper than that, to be honest.
That's the other crazy part. Why do women, and we don't answer, but why do women get in at 30 but men don't get in until 35?
I think I do think it's still valid, because I know they say that it's mostly like at younger ages that women mature faster than men, but I still think it carries into older age too, and 30-year-old women are, I would say, definitely more mature and, for the most part, less likely to cause a ruckus than 30-year-old men. I mean, I don't think it's a huge distinction, but I do. I don't have a problem with the policy. I do wonder if, like, his wife is only 30 or something, and maybe that's why this is a policy, so they can both get in. I don't know, but either way, I don't have an issue with it.
That seems obvious. I mean, obviously, you're right from a sense of like this doesn't affect a vast majority of people. I still think it makes some level of sense. For maybe not for me to be outrage or controversy, but for some people to be like, "Damn, like I'm 28. I feel as if like I'm mature. And I wouldn't go to a restaurant and cause any issues, but I can't get it. I can't get in because I'm like too like this is like usually like when places have age restriction is either because like alcohol is in place and or like difference between like somebody that's in high school or younger and the difference between like a mid 20-year-old person or someone that's after college. That's pretty significant. Like I think this is one of the first time people are hearing like this person believes there's a significant difference between somebody a man that's 35 and up and a man that's 29. Like,
Bro,
I think
if you're that pressed about it that you're going on social media to complain, you're proving why the policy exists in the first place. Like, suck it up and deal with it. That's really all I got to say to anyone that is this upset and mad about it. I don't. It's not really helpful, but
no, it's all good. I was just curious to know what y'all think about it. What about you, Ace? Does it kind of make you feel a way that you wouldn't be able to get into this restaurant, even though you're just a grown ass man that likes to enjoy West African and Caribbean food?
Absolutely not. I couldn't care less, to be honest. Like, maybe I would look forward to being able to go when I get older, but I don't see why that's a problem. Like, we went through the ages of being restricted from being able to go places. We learned patience. Like,
Well,
we eventually got there.
Well, who
apparently
was we?
a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, who was we? Most people don't wait for their. It's really mad people that go to places where they're age gated before time.
I guess that's true. I mean, I guess that's a problem with other people, but it's definitely not a problem for me. So could I see why people are upset? Still no. Like, no, if you're in your 20s, why do you want to hang out with 35 plus year olds anyway? What?
Old people already got it rough enough. Let them have this.
Well, I don't maybe not get too deep into it, but I can imagine a couple reasons why certain people that are below that age want to.
You sound like one of those people, to be honest.
I sound like what?
One of the people that are pretty. All these you can't imagine, or you. It sounds like you low key be one of the people that.
The crazy part, I haven't even said one thing or another. I'm just literally posing the other side of the equation. You guys are kind of making it seem like this is open, shut, open, closed. Or like complete shut, complete closed. Like there's no issues about it. But obviously, again,
it is to me. It's not to you. Apparently, that just saying.
I'm just stating literal facts. It has nothing to do with me. It gained a controversy for a reason. Like
because people like they take the dumbest things and run with it. Like, chill out, man. It's not a story here.
I mean, you guys are saying it, but in the same time, it's a literal story in your face. It's kind of crazy.
I was saying it shouldn't be a story, even if it is. I don't think it should be.
I mean, which is fair.
That's my opinion, bro. Like how you debating.
I'm not. First of all, so
I don't think
that's everybody simmering down because now you definitely seem like somebody that wouldn't be allowed in the restaurant. You're getting a little too loud.
I'm the one that literally doesn't care about it, bro.
Then, well, your tone don't match that. If I'm not even necessarily like doubling back on you, Ghost. I can understand like if you stupid don't care, even though. But just to say like it's my opinion. I mean, you guys could not be thinking about an aspect of something that they brought to your attention. So I don't know why. That's all I'm kind of speaking to right now. But you did say something that I want to go back on. So you said you would be interested in going when you're of age. Is that something that you could see yourself, not specifically doing, but if there was a restaurant that would or an establishment that was age gated, once you're of age, you could see yourself attending?
100%.
That's interesting, and I think I don't see too much about it, but I think I did see a bit of like some people saying that once they even if they were able to, then they wouldn't go because of this type of policy. So I guess that's
What?
not.
Yeah, all right, bro.
Yo,
Yeah,
it's
They missing
crazy.
out. That's a wild pettiness, bro.
Well, technically, if we're talking about missing out, you could argue the restaurant is missing out on potential clients because they have this
I
policy.
would argue that this policy is actually doing good for them because they're getting all this press. This is on the news for some unexplainable reason. People on social media up in arms give them free publicity. I
That's
think that's
true.
a good thing.
That's true. It kind of like a chicken and egg thing. Like it created an issue where they were potentially not going to gain as much clients, but now that it's became a story, now they, creating a road in which they can get new customers. So yeah, you're not wrong. What about you, Ghost? If you were age restricted from a place, would you imagine going there once you are of age?
I mean, yeah, but the age gate thing wouldn't incentivize me to want to go or make me mad enough that I wouldn't want to go if I was able to, because I don't know. To me, it's about food. If I want to go places to eat, if I can get into a place to eat, I will go there, regardless of if it's some exclusive club or not. That I'm now that I'm 35, I can get into this place, and it's all I've ever wanted. Like, to me, it doesn't make a difference either way. If food's there, I'm gonna go.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll be honest. Oh, I guess we'll watch more of it just to see if there's any other context.
Can't stop chattering about the age restrictions at Bliss. Women must be at least 30 years old and men 35 to enter the business.
It's just something for the older people to come do and have a happy hour, come get some good food, and not have to worry about some of the young folks that bring some of that drama.
And of course, we have been getting a little backlash, but that's okay because we're sticking to our code.
Everyone who enters the restaurant will have to show their ID to a hostess or a St. Louis County police officer after 7 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday.
He has a
Not
policy
even every
that
day. Not even at all.
Wait till the
clientele that
video's
he's
done.
trying to draw in. I think he's on the right track.
Those are younger ones. You could come patronize the business once you turn 30 or 35 because we're going to be here for a while.
Pate says in 2 weeks they will offer to-go orders. He also says overall, most of the feedback about their age limits has been positive.
Nice. So well, first of all, first thing we should have said is salute to black and brown owned businesses. That's what we like to see. Yeah, I generally do agree with y'all. I don't think it is much of a story to talk about. I think at the end of the day, companies and businesses can make the decisions, and you really just gotta live with it. And it's really simple as that. I will say, and maybe just my rebellious nature to an extent, I can kind of understand the perspective of like if I'm not allowed somewhere at some point, I'm probably not going ever. Like I don't like to be banned from something. So that's the only.
So do you not
piece.
drink at all because you weren't able to drink until you were 21?
Well, first of all, I absolutely positively drink when I was younger than that, but that's neither here nor there. Second of all, I think my mind can rationalize the difference between something that's a law and something that's this personal private company. So, yeah. But yeah. So like I said, salute to this business. If you're in the Missouri area, not this Missouri area, if you're in this area of this restaurant, you ever want to experience something like that, and you're of age, because this is definitely for grown folks. Definitely check it out. And I guess the cheat code, if you just did want the food, they said they will allow. They are going to do not to go, but DoorDashes or whatever you call them, like eating services. So I guess you could actually have the food. They probably don't check your ID just to order it online.
That would be crazy.
So yeah, everyone can get what they want. Nice. If there's nothing else, we can move on to the next topic.
Can't stop chattering about the age restrictions at Bliss.
Easy. Yes. I usually like to start off by saluting somebody, but I don't know. Is anyone salute to? I guess salute to the Algerian police. So, salute to Hollywood Unlocked, salute to Jason Lee. Algerian TikToker sentenced to jail for hugging random people. So, a man was recently convicted and sentenced to 2 months, not too bad, in jail for indecent behavior after randomly hugging people on the streets to spread peace and positivity, reportedly. Mohammed Ramzi, a content creator from Algeria, faced controversy last summer after uploading a TikTok video after being inspired by a famous European vlogger who performed the social experiments. Ramzi recorded his encounters with strangers when he would randomly approach them, give them hugs, but the content spurred outrage from the public. Although he issued an apology, Ramzi was arrested and charged with indecent behavior. But the charges were initially dropped after the court found him not guilty. However, prosecutors appealed the decision after, so they weren't playing. The Algerian Judicial Council reviewed the case, probably actually watched the TikToks, and found him guilty, as reported by Oddity Central. In addition to his indecent behavior charge, prosecutors also charged Ramsey with display of indecency for another video featuring 2 women wearing short skirts. One of them had a tattoo. Yo, this has nothing to do with the price of rice or anything. I'll finish reading. The court sentenced him to serve 2 months in jail and pay a fine of 5 million dinars, which is equivalent to 37,000 USD. So, first of all, man, and I was watching them earlier about some guy that was complaining about like the government in the United States, people that are controlling things. It was some conspiracy theory stuff. Man, you really have to really give a lot of, if you are a U.S. citizen, you live in the States, obviously there's a lot to complain about, but there's a lot to be happy about. Because imagine you take a picture and post it online or a video online, and you catch somebody, because they're wearing a short skirt and they have a tattoo, then you get fined. Sometimes when you read stuff, you gotta appreciate where you are in life, even for a young black and brown man in the States. Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. This brother got jammed up because he wanted to spread peace and positivity. Salute to logic. And I don't really think there's anything too much to deep dive in here. I mean, what do y'all think of this? Do y'all think that do you think that low harm pranks, or do you think this is let's start with that. Do you think this is a low harm prank to go up to people and give them a hug? If you guys didn't know me from a Price of Rice, I came up and gave y'all a nice ass hug. Is that a problem, or are we cool? Start with you, Ace. What do you think about this?
I think it's a problem. I think it's a problem. Like
a problem, or it's not that big a deal though. Come on.
No, it's a problem. I don't. It's random people coming up to me to give me a hug. This sounds like something that'll jam you up in one way or another. Whether it's they got bad intention, they trying to rob you, they trying to hurt you. Like
no. After they hug you, that's a prank, bro.
No, No, it's not good. Like it's not good, and it's not something that should be spread because then it allows for bad actors to have another way to hurt people. Like no, you could be the bad guy, or the next guy could be. I don't know who is. Like
you're right. It can obviously whenever you give people an inch to take a mile, and other people could abuse this. But what if they can like literally prove that this is literally a harmless thing? This is my TikTok. I have hundreds of thousands of followers. I just want to do this experiment. Still, you see this as a problem?
Yeah, I see it as a problem. I would say you should stop. Like, don't do this anymore. I should be the last person you do this to. Like, don't do this.
Obviously,
it's not good.
And I feel as if the sentiment, because you guys are on the same page for a lot of the topics today. So while you're largely right, we all heard of a story of that one guy who's walking outside and what's that show called? He's basically on his 13th reason why. Like he's down his life. And this guy comes up, hugs him, and says like, you look like you need a hug, so I give you a hug. And that literally lets that man get the peace, positivity, light in life that he needs to get out of that funk, get out of that self-deletion mindset, and he goes on to live a very productive life. Like His intent is that is his intent. He said he's trying to spread peace and positivity. So
Out of here.
because that scenario can't, because of you, that guy that's sad, he's gone. Is that what you're saying, Ace?
Gone.
Damn it, man.
Gone. Bye.
Jesus.
Not even a hesitation.
Well,
Oh my god. You are my type of timer today, Ace. Bro.
do I even have to ask you? Do I even have to ask you, Ghost?
You okay, y'all know me. Like y'all know that I don't like hugs and physical contact from people that I know from my own family. If some random came up to me on the street, not even putting the Robin aspect into play and all that, bro, we don't have problems. Like, it's gonna be a don't touch me, get away from me. Like, I don't want some random dude walking up to me and hugging me, bro. Like, absolutely not. Like, like there's no question, bro. Like, I don't know like how bad the video was, like the prank was, like if he actively asked the people before he gave them hugs. I guess that would make it a little different, but if he's doing it unprompted, is no, absolutely get his ass in jail, make him do community service, make him pay that fine, get him off the streets, bro.
I think they didn't provide a for me. I think the assumption is it's unprompted, because I think most people would have been saying, or if people would have said no, he wouldn't have done it, and then if people were saying yes, and then he had proof that people consented to them saying yes, then I think that he wouldn't have gotten the indecent behavior. I think because he was trying to spend what's the word non-consensual happiness. What's the problem?
It's non-consensual.
That's an oxymoron, bro.
What you mean? No. If somebody walks up to you, and touches you, but then you look back in there and then you have $100 in there, that's an unconsensual happiness.
That's not happiness.
What you mean?
Crazy, bro.
Regardless, what?
Are you giving $100
That's
back?
like the best possible example you could have provided, but still, no, it just
Still is bad. Yeah.
If it has non-consensual in it, you can't spin it. I'm sorry. It's like the videos where people will cut the headphone wires and then say, "Oh, I have a pair of $200 iPods for you instead." It's like that equivalency for me. It's like, but you shouldn't have cut my shit in the first place. Like
those videos
the
are
principle of it mainly.
Those videos are all wild because like I'm not I don't know if I'm 100% rocking y'all. That's a problem, but whenever you start talk about destruction of people's property, even if you have something to give them, that's you go to jail. Okay, but I'll spin it back real quick. So y'all think the punishment fits the crime in this instance? You think he deserved the jail and the fine? What do you think goes?
I have to see the videos because even with all my hate and my disdain, I think it should have been max 72 hours community service. He should not have had to go to jail. He should not have to pay a fine of half a person's yearly salary. I think that's too much.
What's the brother's name?
But again, if maybe he was being real prick about it and really obnoxious, and might have deserved it. I don't know. But without the video, I'd say that it's overkill.
What about you? I see it now. What about you? Hey, so you think the punishment fits the crime?
No. I agree with Ghost. I like idea of community service, and I think there's a fine is definitely appropriate, but $37K is probably way over what it needs to
What do y'all think the fine should be for hugging somebody random?
You said 72 hours community service, Ghost? I'm thinking like 160.
Jesus.
Damn. Damn, you way harsher than me tonight. Oh crap. Doubling up.
And yeah, with that I would go I go like a 5K fine.
5K? $5,000?
Yeah.
I would say 500. 5K is crazy.
Nah, people could pay off of 500. You know, you go 5K, make them feel it, but
Dog, what? Do you know like how
maybe
people
it's
are
not
living
that. Maybe
nowadays?
you don't have to pay it all at once. Maybe I'll let you pay it over the course of.
You try to garnish
6
bros'
months.
wages.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
Dog, like
Make it a little
5K
tight for him.
If you took 5K out of a lot of people's pockets, they would be on the streets.
Maybe I would give him the option to go to jail or pay the 5K.
Yeah, I can't find anything on this.
That's actually crazy, Ace. That's actually wild. Like, this is me saying this. That's in my opinion, overboard. But hey,
there needs to be a very well understood punishment.
Damn.
Like, we're not standing for this. It's
Damn.
not happening anymore.
I'm getting the vibe. I'm getting the vibe. Part of his brother's punishment. He had to delete his whole TikTok and shut that stuff down so no one ever sees it again. No one gets any ideas. Yeah, I mean, ultimately speaking, I don't know if it's a culture thing, although apparently they don't play it where we live or or in Algeria. You can't go around touching people unprovoked. Like I mentioned before, like I mentioned before in the story, and I don't know if this is changing your mind in any way. He did apologize after everything came out, and he said he was purely positive intentions. He was trying to spread peace and love through his videos. Because I can imagine, I like that scenario I was talking about. Like on one of these little pranks he was doing, he finally found that one person. He was like, gave him a hug, and they were like stunned, and then he started playing a sad song, and they were
this
like,
ain't a Hallmark movie, bro.
and they said, you know what, I was going through it, but yo, that hug really, like, I appreciate you. And then they gave him another hug, and then they hugged again, and it was heartwarming, and then
they woke up from the dream because that really didn't happen.
Well, we can't even prove it now because I think they deleted this whole stuff. Anyway, yeah, the moral of the story is, and I mean, honestly, you gotta keep it to yourself. It really is. It really like the same lesson that we've been learning since we were kids. It's not regarding just violence. It's regarding like any physical form of contact. You gotta keep your hands to yourself. If you want to spread peace and positivity, there's a million ways you can do it. You don't gotta touch somebody. You can ask them if do you want this rose, or do you want a flower? Do you want to talk? Do you want to do X, Y, and Z? You gotta get the consent. You gotta do it by the book. If you go around touching people, you're gonna get jammed up, and we're gonna come on this podcast, and these two guys aren't gonna have any sympathy for you. So, yeah, keep your hands to yourself, even if you do have good intentions. Oh, you know what I was gonna ask? Not to get sexist. Last question. Would you guys have the same sentiment if it was a woman doing this?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yo, you stuttered. What's going on? What's going on?
I will admit, if this woman is like in the top tier, 10 out of 10, perfectly my type, there's gonna be a little less animosity and disdain. Being realistic, like just being realistic, but it's still gonna be a negative, but it'll be less of a negative than if someone like this did it to me, like this dude did it to me. Just keeping it real.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have the same sentiment, and ain't it kind of funny? Like, if a woman does it to a man, a lot of men probably wouldn't have an issue with it, and probably a good amount of women probably wouldn't have an issue with it. Probably some women would. But if a man does it to a man, men are gonna have a problem with it. If a man does it to a woman, everybody's gonna have a problem with it.
We live in a society. I don't know what to say.
We live in this society. Yes, that is actually the moral of the story, actually. But anyway, yeah, keep your answer to yourself. Nothing more to say about it. There's nothing more. We can move on to the next topic. Yes, this story.
These topics today are crazy, bro.
This some shit, man. I don't even know.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
I don't even know how I fully digest this, but salute to the Daily Mail. Even this title is wild, but at first I just saw like a little like a shade room or Hollywood Unlocked post about it, but I had to dig deeper. So, engineer, that's the occupation, that's his name. 52, that is his age. Who's reliable and quite funny, so quote unquote. Can't find love despite spending 30 hours a week on dating apps, and insists his bad luck is down to meeting a lot of scammers.
Wait, I'm sorry to stop you. Can we go through this title like super quick?
Yeah.
How is he an engineer and spending 30 hours a week on dating apps? Like, how does he have the time for that? That's my first.
Oh,
question.
the story's actually gonna specify, but also I didn't.
Fair enough.
It just says engineer. It don't say he's like, an aerospace engineer or a civil engineer. We don't know what type of engineer he is, but I think he can. But it does give this article, which even though I'm not in the best of health right now, I will go through most of it. So scroll down a bit. An engineer who spends more than 30 hours a week looking for love has said the reason why he yet to find a relationship is because there are too many scammers on these apps. Divorced Damon Birch, that is his name, from Lancaster, so he's from the UK, or Europe rather, regularly spends up to 4 hours a day on apps and websites in hopes of finding a new girlfriend. The 52, so his brother's a bit older, year-old, who is a project engineer by trade, but currently between jobs.
Get him out of here.
Admitted that he's addicted to the sites. Even swipes on apps while he's on the loo or the bathroom for all our people in the States. Despite putting in the hours, Damon has not been successful in finding someone that and says the reason is because of scammers and people who catfish others. Holy moly. He says, I think my bad luck is down to a lot of scammers. There are so many I've started to back away from it. Okay, so he's learning. And, let's let the people look at him. This, I can't even say young man. This man of a man. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. I don't know what's going on here, but
dog, what in the?
Hey man,
this is like Halloween or something, or maybe it's just some British thing.
Yeah, obviously that's not his day-to-day attire. Anyway, it makes me really suspicious of people. I keep them engaged. I had one who wanted to meet up but kept asking me to send her money. Another sent absolute gorgeous photos, but I did a photo search on Google and found out she was using photos from American.
That's the way to do it.
Damn it, man! This don't sound like bad luck. They say there is someone out there for everyone, which statistically is true, but once you actually get to the weeds, it really don't be true. You think you're chatting to a gorgeous girl, and then there are a bloke from Ukraine. First of all, if they're a dude from Ukraine, they're chatting with you because they need help. They're trying to get out.
Yeah, they try to get out of there, bro.
No offense to all the Ukrainians out there. Online chats have progressed to meeting in person have been no better, with Damon describing them as disastrous, adding that one girl broke her nose during their short time together. Ugh. It was a busy pub. It was a busy pub. She tripped on the first flight of stairs. My apologies. Going to the toilet, we weren't even hammered. Interesting interaction. A friend took me into the toilets, so he went into the female stalls. She was absolutely covered in blood. The bouncer looked after her. I wanted to go in the ambulance, but she said no. I'm sorry. We're not here to laugh.
This has got to be an Onion article.
We're here to help. We're not here to laugh. Sorry. Pardon me. I asked if she was okay, and she said, "Shall we meet again?" She said that probably was a bad idea. Then she was like, when I have a bad first impression, even if it wasn't you, it was like if you go to a movie theater and there's a bad smell, you might not go to bed, even though it wasn't the movie theater. The other date said, I had a nice afternoon, but I don't think it will work out. Damon was no stranger to online dating, having met his ex-wife on a social media site called Friends Reunited. Damon said the lockdown put a strain on the relationship, eventually leading to them calling quits 2022 after 12 years together. Holy moly. What's going on with his nostrils? His nozer. Anyway.
British.
Oh. Wait, hold on.
Leave him alone.
Scroll
God
up.
damn, leave him alone.
So I was looking at this beforehand, and we're gonna talk a little about dating apps, because we're not here to just read this article. We're here to come with solutions. So here's a picture for all our listeners only, audio listeners only. So I don't know what specific dating app this is, but he's on some dating app. He has a picture, he has a selfie, and again, we are going to talk about this afterwards. But for all you men out there, for all the people out there that are on these dating apps, the pictures are what's going to get you. Like, obviously, your bio is important, and your actual compatibility with the person is important. But no woman seeing this photo of you with your phone at a weird angle, selfied up, lips kind of tucked in, like you're kind of straining yourself, looking down, like it's not gonna work. Like, ask your homeboy to take you a picture of you and make it look good, because this ain't gonna get this. Plus, you're 52. Plus everything else that's going on with you, you're not gonna like. You look like you're gonna get scammed. But sorry.
Does this bio say looking for short term but
long term? Okay, yes, we're gonna talk about that too. Damon reveals one of his online profiles. He's probably on multiple dating sites, stating that he's only looking for a short term relationship, but says he says long term is okay. This picture don't look bad. I'm be honest. This picture. He gonna find a nice grandma with this picture. I'm be honest with you. I don't know. The pants belt ratio is looking a little sus.
The Vans that are and dirty,
definitely jacked up. Damon, if you're out there listening, which of course you're not listening, we're not doing this to insult. We're doing this to hopefully help. Your shirt is
gonna come up a bit.
Exactly. The pants gotta come up. We shouldn't see your belt like that. The shirt is not awful, but
his collar's not even. His collar's fucked up. Look at the back of his
collar. Is definitely jacked up.
Bro, this is like what a third grader would wear. And again, I'm not even trying to roll. This is literally like a third grader outfit. It's really, really not good.
And those Vans, I know a lot of engineers don't necessarily care the most about their appearances. They just wear the same dirty Vans or dirty Forces every day.
All engineers a bad name.
But no, because this is true. This is why I can kind of understand him. He's a well-to-do guy, probably has a quote-unquote nice personality, but his outside ain't looking like it. So, and there's a lot of people
going back to that again. What did the title say? He was reliable and quite funny or something like that?
I bet you once he gets going, he can't be
Where is that quote coming from? Like, I need to know who sourced that quote.
It's clearly a self-quote, but we'll keep reading. Damon said he's looking for people who like socializing, going out for meals and traveling. Okay, so let's see what else he got. He took to dating apps again to combat his shyness, so he's a shy fellow. He said, I wasn't overly self-confident. Going up to strangers was a bit daunting. I'm addicted to these apps. When I was working, I'd go to the loo and sit and swipe, sometimes just out of boredom. But I've got more self-confidence now. Okay. Damon is still hoping his time on apps will help him find love again, and is currently splitting half his time on them and looking for a job. I would have left out the look between jobs and employment part of this article. He said, I want someone who likes socializing, going out for meals, like I said, walks and traveling. It's a big thing for me. I'm reliable, local, and I think I'm quite funny. The engineer said he joined some community groups for single people where he has met others similar situation. I'm in a couple of single couple communities. Jesus, single. Isn't that like more? Single people community groups? We go for some beers through an app called Meetup. Oh, they have Meetup out in the UK. I've met some nice people. It's not for dating. It's more for getting out and meeting new people. My friends around me are settled with kids. Interesting. Is there more?
Man, that's the way to go.
I think that's it.
You say patience?
Yeah.
He's 52, bro.
Yeah, he
can't afford to
ain't too much more.
He had a relationship. He just got out of a relationship 2 years ago. I mean, a marriage, like a 12-year marriage. You could be a little patient for.
He's 52.
Yeah, but people that have
how much longer? We need a time frame.
People that experience marriage are even less likely to want to be alone.
Yeah. Like, what do you have in mind when you say he needs to? How long does he need to be patient for?
A few years, maybe.
He's
definitely.
52.
No,
He'll be good, man. He'll
He'll find a
survive. He needs
woman.
a
He's want to
job.
get involved with her. He's
You're
gonna
right.
die 10 years later. Like, what you mean?
Well,
Yo,
no, it's not because he's gonna die. Even though he's gonna die eventually one day. The problem is like, even though as a guy it's a bit different, but you don't have unlimited time to be attractive. You ain't no few years.
I mean, the thing is though, I mean, with guys as opposed to women, I feel like you do have longer.
You have longer, but you don't. If we were talking about a 30-year-old,
Say in a few years he's 50.
I'll be rocking with you. But if he's about pushing 60,
in a few
he don't got years.
I guess I'll give you that.
Now,
But
we
his
went through.
desperation clearly ain't helping him either.
Well, that's what I'm here to like ask y'all about. Like, what do y'all think of this? I keep wanting to say young man. What do y'all think of this brother? I mean, clearly, he talks about being on ass for 30 hours, and
No, I'm not.
Oh my
I'm not
god!
giving up that position. He needs to be patient.
Dog, that's a.
He needs to be patient and realize that it might just not happen for him again.
But what? What kind of advice is that?
Yeah, so you're just literally like being complete pessimistic. Just sit down and die.
It's not
This is
pessimistic.
the most
He just
B-Morgan
may not be
B-Phil-
able to. He may not get married again.
This is the
Like,
most
that's what it
B-Morgan
is.
B-Phil advice we've ever given.
The thing is,
on the
if you
pod,
can
like,
get married,
without a doubt.
if you can get married once, you can definitely get married again. If you can find a person, you can find a woman again. If he had never been in a relationship, if he was a 52-year-old virgin, then I might be rocking with you. But obviously, he knows how to. Once it ended, so it's not perfect. But he knows how to attract and retain to some degree. He just has to find that again. Anyway, I don't know if this is already your answer, but obviously you got the brother's rundown. You got a peek into his life and his problems. It seemed like his borderline addiction. I mean, do you think? I guess before we actually get into like how do you fix something like this? Do y'all think searching for love can become an addiction? Because that's clearly what it seems like it's going on here. What do you think, Ghost?
Yes. The thing that people have sought fulfillment in, like the most in human history ever. Yeah, I think it 100% can become an addiction. Maybe it won't manifest as it has for this guy, but without a doubt.
And you're right. You're actually incredibly right. Like, this has probably been something that's existed probably since the dawn of man. But it's just like, if we all acknowledge that, quote unquote, that's something that we all want for everybody, almost everybody, that, to find somebody, why would we frame it as it can become addiction when it's just somebody searching for love? Like, is there any, what's the difference between being addicted to searching for love and just searching for love? What would you say?
I don't know. It's, to me, you can want to search for love, you can actively search for love, but if it becomes something that you can't imagine any scenario that you get into, or you can't really go through regular everyday life without actively becoming obsessive over it and it dominating all your thoughts in an unhealthy way, I think that's when it becomes an addiction. And it's a hard distinction because there's nothing wrong with wanting it and all that, but it has to be done in a way where, like, it doesn't take over your life and you stop becoming a functioning person trying to find it.
Yeah, so my sentiments, Ace, can searching for love become an addiction and an unhealthy one at that?
Yes, 1,000%. And I mean, we have the prime example here, where it's an example. It's not the only way, but
yeah,
clearly, like he's talking about he going to the loo and swiping. That's an example of him. He's not like. It's truly that he became addicted to the process of searching for love, and not even in the in the optimal way. First of all, it was something that he couldn't stop himself from doing, and the other thing is that if he was truly trying to search for love, he wouldn't just be mindlessly swiping. He would be doing things that would actually um actually set him up to potentially find love, like realistically, and not just run into a slew of scammers repeatedly.
Hey man, there's a lot of scammers on these sites, which I don't want to get the whole thing about scammers. It's just so interesting how like this there's really a business in every level of aspects in life. Like there's technically a whole industry built upon trying to scam what do you call it? The people that are down on their luck when it comes to, or just not even down on their luck, just legitimately trying to find somebody. Like literally like coming across dating profiles where they're using pictures that are borrowed from some like from some some random woman, but some famous woman or whatever the case may be.
This is like once a week on my Instagram.
Yo, it definitely exists on Instagram too. People are definitely stealing people's profile pics and whatnot. And I guess, yeah, it can definitely become an addiction. You definitely have to, like you were saying, Gosh, you really have to be real with yourself and be conscious to when, like if you can't live without this thing, like if this brother can put the dating apps down for like a good 2 weeks, then he'd be good. But if you can't, then you got a problem. Besides, anyone that really knows about the dating apps, if you hit it every day, I think the algorithm is like it pushes you back from even being like because you're doing something wrong. Like that, like you're old, like it's like a house that's been on the market for a while. Like yeah, you're not gonna look desirable. But if you let
They do it on purpose too. Like they want you to pay for the premium service to get you on the like your face in front of more people. You got to pay. So they push you back and then encourage you to pay for the premium subscription. And that's how they get their money. Like,
yeah. But yeah, the strat is you gotta let some of these, depending on the app, because different apps have different algorithm stuff. Depending on the app, you gotta let that rest. You gotta like make your profiles, put it up, go through your options, and then come back in like some couple weeks. Let it refresh. Let some new faces come in and out. That's the strap. But
I've also heard it. I've also heard that you can like sign up and take advantage of that first like boost of views because they'll promote your page when you first sign up to kind of get you hooked on it, and then they'll start tapering it back so that you want to pay to get that same initial burst. But if you delete the account and keep making new accounts, you can like constantly have that initial burst. But I mean, it's not something you want to keep on doing because eventually you want some of these to turn into actual interactions and dates. Like you want to get off the app onto a messenger or Instagram or whatever and set up real dates as soon as possible to turn these into real like a real trying to find love process and not trying to connect with people through apps and failing badly process.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And that kind of starts moving towards what do you even say to a brother like this? This brother is going through it. I mean, it's not like you start to give some advice, or not even some advice for him, just advice in general for when it comes to dating. But I guess you can kind of finish up if you have any other thoughts. A brother like this comes to you. He's at the point where he's like, he's spamming dating apps every other hour. He's on there. He can't control himself at this point. He shows you these photos. He shows you his profile. Go back up. You know what I want to highlight one more time. Scroll up to where his profile pic. This one. Yeah. This ain't it. This ain't it. Sorry, you were gonna say something else?
I actually have some good advice for once. I think if I ran into this dude, he tells me his woes and his troubles. I'm gonna tell him right off the bat. If you're going on 2 years of dating apps and you can't find anyone, it's not the scammers, bro. It is. I'm not gonna say it's him necessarily, but it's his process and what he's putting out there. Redo your look, your fashion look. That's one thing that if he was like unsalvageably ugly or something like that, then be another story. But he's not. I
Right,
mean, he's a
right.
average looking dude, I guess. So talk to someone that can give you some fashion advice, fashion tips. Get a better look, upgrade your look a little. He's an engineer apparently, so
Exactly.
he hopefully has money.
Be an engineer. Think like, don't just do stuff mindlessly. Actually,
Yeah, it's
gotta
like
figure it out.
like that's the first step, and then when you're on the dating app, again, you're an engineer. You see that these results you're putting into the system are not working. It is not the system itself. It is something that's wrong with your profile. So fix your profile, get some better profile pics, update your description, see what works, test it out, and you'll find. So like it's not like this is most certainly not hopeless for him. It's not like what was bro's name? A Skippy situation.
Skippy.
It's not even hopeless for Skippy. But
Yeah.
him aside, he has better hopes than our old pal Skippy there. He just needs to change his approach. It's really that simple and straightforward. And another thing is the desperation. He got to chill on that, because that is one thing that everyone says, and it seems 100% true. Women can sense desperation, and they are not a fan of it.
Yep.
And that's not anything against women. That's just that's a fact. And
But what does that mean though? Because this is what I was trying to say. Basically, maybe it sounded extreme when I said be patient, but that's what I was getting at. Like he's pushing too hard. Like he needs to be comfortable with where he's at, with the fact that he's single. He's trying, like he can try, but it can't be to the point where it's out of desperation. It's
yeah,
gotta be
and
it's gotta be it's gotta be logical, it's gotta be kind of like calculated. He's just
I agree with that to an extent. I don't think that telling him, "Oh, you just got to be cool with the fact that you're never gonna," I don't think saying it like that is the right approach. But I think if I was to talk to this dude, I would tell him it's okay to want to get into a relationship and to actively pursue it. But there comes a point where you have to be okay with cutting ties and saying this isn't gonna work. Like someone getting or in being in a bar with someone and they break their nose and you're trying to go into the ambulance with them and you immediately text them if they want to have another date. That is desperation, and you need to relax. Like that'd be the number one advice for bro. Just you gotta relax, bro. But he has hope. He most certainly has hope.
You know the crazy part? The vast majority of guys that struggle, they all have hope. They just like they're doing stuff like this guy where they're spamming it, they're pushing too hard, and you're right. They just really when you chill, when you just kind of sit back and don't stress things too much, but you build yourself up to be like, have that level of confidence or be in good form or good shape. It really is. It really doesn't become such an arduous process. We're kind of not spitballing, but going back and forth. Are there any pieces of advice that you notice this guy would help a guy like this? Things that he's doing wrong, Ace?
he needs to probably get a job first.
Yeah, that's another big thing. Yeah,
that in between job shit. It ain't no.
You need to fuck in the headline says he's an engineer. He ain't got a job, bro. He ain't an engineer. Like
former
chill off
engineer.
that.
Like,
Exactly.
come on now.
That's probably why. Like he's going on these dates, or he's starting to talk to these women. She's like, "Oh, so you're an engineer on what type?" He's like, "Well, technically, I was a former project engineer," which again, that's a little too vague. I was a project engineer, but I'm between jobs. That's a red flag. Like, stop. He needs to.
You're 50 something. Can't be between jobs.
Exactly. Like, what you mean?
Yeah, that was gonna. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, and I mean, just to cap that off, like one of your advantages as a 50 something year old is, should be that you kind of are established in the workforce. You have the financials behind you and everything. So, yeah, not having a job at 52 and trying to date in that state is just that
Which,
it's almost certainly not going
you know, if he was doing good on his savings, hopefully that divorce didn't cripple him financially. Maybe he is, maybe he's not struggling, but he does if he's, been between jobs. But I mean, you already kind of hit it, but that was gonna be like one of the biggest pieces of things I came in and put is like you're working as a man, you're working completely backwards. If you're looking for something and you're not that guy. Like the process when you're a guy is like you have to be so solid. You have to have everything, not everything, but you have to have so much in place that even though you still are out there looking and doing the initial interactions, like it's a lot of it's coming back to you. Like I'm gonna be honest, if I'm in between jobs, I'm not on dating apps because that's not even like
That shouldn't be your priority.
It can't work. It's like I'm gonna get on the dating apps, I'm gonna bump into someone maybe, and it's gonna not work out. You gotta have your and there ain't no in between job. You have the job where you own the job at this point in life, and and then things will just come, and then things are just gonna come more seamlessly. Like the first thing you gotta do when you're in a position like this, scrap everything that that you've been doing the process. Like delete all the apps, delete everything. You can stick to some of these communities where you're like interacting with people and socializing and having that because you still do need socialization. But as the main priority should be building something that's like rock solid. It's even movable security. Like you are in a position where you can provide, even though the person that he probably meets will probably be a somewhat established woman as well. They'll probably be a bit older, so they won't be looking for someone to come in and fully provide for them. Maybe you have a bunch of kids that are grown ass kids at that point. But no matter what age in life, I mean, when you're a young man, you have time to build. But for the most part, when you're a man, you have to have stuff established before you really start pushing towards like finding a mate, and that's just is what it is. But yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great advice that came out. None of it's easy. Like we're not here to just sit here and talk. It's not easy to just when you're addicted to something or you're incredibly used to it to drop it. It's not easy to just find a job. I come here and acknowledge. I don't know about these guys, but I come here and acknowledge it to find a very solid job. But you gotta do these things as a man. It's like it can't even be like, oh, but I tried this and it didn't work out, or I tried this and like that's not gonna work when you're a guy. Get it done, get the results, and then we can talk. And that's just what it is, for better or for worse. Yeah. That's really it. To be honest, the last thing I want to ask, and I was kind of talking about this earlier. I don't know how much insights y'all have on it because it's almost more so worth asking a woman. But this short term shit that he got going on, do y'all think it's advantageous to put "I'm looking for short term"?
Yeah, get that shit out of your description. Like even if that's how you think, it shows that for one. If you're a woman that's looking into long term, you're gonna see the short term like, oh, I don't want that. And if you look a woman who's looking into short term, you think, but long term's okay. You're gonna think, oh, he's just trying to say that, but he really wants a full on commitment, and that's what it's indecisive. You're driving away both parties that you're potentially interested in. Like,
how is this guy an engineer?
Get off the profile.
I always see why.
So I guess the potential logic.
That's crazy. You are on some wild energy tonight. That's crazy.
Well, two things. I would say again, and I don't necessarily like to get into the business of stereotyping either. But we're in the engineering business, and I've worked with a lot of engineers that kind of fit this guy's description. Like they are super intelligent. Like they can get tasks done. They can technically problem solve, and they're very they're an expertise in their respective field. But then when it comes to like socially interacting, especially with the opposite sex, it's like it's that shyness, it's that queerness, that quietness. Like they're not really fun or whatever the case may be. So And I'm not even saying that's a thing that only engineers experience, but I've seen that. I've seen that quite a bit. I guess one perspective is that, like, and I don't know if it's gonna be applicable for women if it's age, but like maybe if a woman sees short term, since some women like like a challenge, they might look at it like, oh, well, maybe that's what he wants short term, but maybe I could be the one that gets him for a long term relationship type of thing.
I don't know if women are on that type of time in the 50s.
Yeah, that's the age thing is the big one. Yeah. I don't think there's too much to talk about. The only thing I will say, when it comes to guys like this, I like to get in the roots of things. Like, I would like to see, like, I mean, obviously, this is already enough to tell me that this profile is trash. I don't really need to see much more. But I think it'll be worth kind of seeing what his process is sometimes, because it could be a thing that he's, I mean, if he's bumping into a bunch of scammers and things like that, it might just be, the way he's going about it. But a lot of times, guys will be on dating apps and they'll be punching way out of the league. Like, there's a lot of, like, more average women, maybe a bit older, maybe they have some kids, maybe, whatever the case may be, attractiveness levels maybe not all the way there. I'm just being objective, I'm not trying to down anybody. And they get swiped on, or whatever the case would be. So you gotta make sure you're mating your wage, as I like to say. Forget dating, you gotta mate your wage. Yeah.
That's a crazy term.
But yeah. Salutes, what's your brother's name? Damon. It definitely isn't too late for you, but you definitely have to rebuild, because this plan you got going on, it's bad. We've identified the root cause, and we gave you the analysis, and the whole thing is junk. Get rid of it. But he'll be straight.
I'm kind of curious to see what those comments look like. Which we don't have to look at them now, but I want to know if they're just roasting bro, if they're actually kind of giving some constructive advice.
Well, with all things on the internet, he's probably a lot of people roasting a lot, and then some people giving some advice. Anyway, if there's nothing else to speak on right now, we'll come on to the next topic. I believe it's actually some more dating app related, actually. Oh, the flip side. Oh my gosh.
See that video of the girl.
Pause it. So, man, salute to me for creating like this. But I saw this clip a while back, and I didn't know that. With all my expertise, didn't know that people are doing this. I might even use it a bit. Not used it a bit, but I might have even played around with it if I knew it was a thing. So, the caption, the person that posted something that's really not really too important, but I'll just read it just for the audio only listeners. Somebody said, "Black women are posing as desired demographics to force men to date them. No wonder I filtered out black women on Hinge and they still popped up my feed." Now, I don't know what's going on with that. I know people are going to filter out people, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should obviously look for the people that you are most attracted to, but when it comes to black and brown women, I don't know about that. But let's listen to this sister and hear what they have to say about changing your ethnicity on dating apps. And on their little TikTok thing, it says changing your ethnicity to white or Asian on Hinge.
Did you guys see that video of the girl talking about Hinge and how you should change your ethnicity to white or Asian? So it shows basically like the normal algorithm. I ended up doing it, and at first it did not work at all. And then it worked. By that, I mean, it just shows you people that you normally wouldn't see. And also, I never had anything for my ethnicity. I prefer not to say on it. But then I changed it to white, and then you can just hide it. And then, like I said, it started showing you more attractive people, but they're still all bums. Hinge is full of bums. So that's the part that sucks. Did you guys see that video of the girl?
She said more attractive people. What does she mean by that?
You know exactly what she means by that. There's a lot
to unpack, bro.
There's a little bit of self-hate going on in this conversation, but let's just try to, we'll cover everything, maybe.
A lot.
So first and foremost, again, I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently some people out here changing their ethnicity on their dating app profiles because whether we like to think about it or not, the dating app absolutely. Well, actually, first of all, some people filter out certain ethnicities, so you're just naturally going to be in certain people's view or not view. But I fully believe that certain dating apps have certain algorithms to where they're going to match certain people. Even if you say you're looking for everything, I think some of these apps know exactly what the type of people you're really looking for. And it sounds like it actually worked to some degree for the person. They changed their ethnicity, but they hid it. So that's the thing. If you go on somebody's profile and we're not gonna. I don't like to get too much into some of these things, but if I go on someone's profile and it says white, and then I look at the picture and I see this young lady, I don't know. I think it's gonna just create more questions, and I'm not.
She had to be doing some type of skin filter, facial filter.
Well, no, she said she put it as it, but then you hit it, which you can do. So it is. So
you can hit. Oh,
so it doesn't say her ethnicity, but she in her profile said, or in her settings it said, "I'm white."
Oh, I thought she meant like she had pictures that she doctored to make it look.
No. When you look at her profile, you probably still definitely see her. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, I guess we can kind of start there. Do y'all what do y'all think of the ethics of swapping your ethnicity? you think it's kosher and copacetic, or do you think you should be your complete transparent self on these sites? What do you think, Ace?
I mean, I don't necessarily think of it in. Oh, yes, I guess I do think of it in terms of ethics. I don't think you should do it because is she making it sound like she found a cheat code when all she's doing is being deceptive? Like, I thought she was really gonna say something about some type of cheat code, but it sounds like she just worked around the intended way the app is supposed to work. Like, if you set yourself as black, or even you'd say you don't say anything. If somebody says they prefer XYZ, and because you didn't specify what you are, that means you get excluded from their views. That's just how the app works. Like, maybe it should be incentive for her to set herself as black, but not to now make yourself white, and then people who say they want to see white people see you. Like, it doesn't make no sense.
Doesn't know how filters.
And you're harming yourself too, because when they see, well, I guess they're not going to see that you were being deceptive, but if they want to see white people and they see you, that doesn't mean that they're going to click on you. Like, they don't want to see you. Like,
I didn't even think about this, but this topic could definitely go a certain way, certain racial way. So, I don't know the exact expression, because I'm bad at expressions. Y'all already know this, but isn't there some type of mentality or expression that goes to something to the effect of, like, at least if you're in front of somebody, you have the opportunity, opposed to if you never even get the chance to be in front of them?
Why do you want to be in front of somebody who doesn't want to see you? Like, they're not interested in your ethnicity to date your ethnicity. So why would you want to put yourself in that position to where now you're like you have to try to do extra work to make them not only see you as valuable but your ethnicity? Like, what?
And she's saying she was complaining. Oh, all these dudes are bums.
I got the answer. We'll get to that. We'll get to all that. We'll get to that. I got the answer though, because for men especially, I don't know so much for women. I think women are a bit more rigid. If they say they don't want something, they don't want something. Man, at the end of the day, attractive is attractive, and the attractive qualities are attractive qualities. Like, I could say, me for example, I'm not attracted to women that don't have melanin. Like, if you're pale, stale, white female, I don't typically want that. But I'm sure there are, fairer skin, lighter skin women that I've seen in my life that woman is generally attractive. So if I went about in my lot in life wearing a blindfold to every white person, I could potentially be missing that gorgeous, pale-skinned woman. So it's like, while I can have my preferred demographics and I can filter my situation in life. At the end of the day,
You're using
why?
it as a test to like
What?
like you're using that as a test to see who bubbles through.
That's actually
I'm
Pushing
just
themselves through the filter.
that's
I'm just
crazy.
I'm just saying if somebody's profile is set to they don't want to see black or brown women, but but they might be missing out on something, and this woman probably feels that if she gets in front of them, then they see her profile, and she might. I mean, some people are gonna think like that's broken, but some people might be like, oh, let me look at it. Oh, okay, she does this for a living. Okay,
Bro,
you're
you're 100% right. But so I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, that's really the main argument. Like you get in front of somebody, you increase your chances, even if they initially didn't want it.
that's 100% true. And to dig a little deeper into that, and that why that mindset is so toxic, that goes right back to the whole one of the good ones. When you're dealing with like talking about black people specifically, or when you talk about women that say, "Oh, this is a pick me," like this is that exact mentality of you want to show that you're different, prove yourself, and show that you're worthy where other black women aren't worthy, and you get into a relationship like Ace mentioned that. Yeah, this dude wasn't into black girls, but oh, you're so different, so you have to do some different stuff to show that wow, you're so much better, and it just becomes a mess. It's not going to work. It's not. It's really not.
Yeah.
And she's talking about that she can't find all these dudes are bums. You are actively searching out the bums by these tactics that you're employing. Like that, I don't know what to tell her, bro. Like.
Yeah. On the flip side, when it comes, I would like to see her profile to see like if we could actually help her out. But anyway, yeah, you're absolutely right. While getting in front of somebody does give you the opportunity, is it sustainable? Are you truly okay with your lot in life if you do get picked as you were one of the good ones? I don't usually go for women like you, but you were kind of like looking all right. Yeah, that don't seem like something that is worth recommending. I mean, ultimately, yeah, it just seems like it ultimately seems like it really did help. You know what else kind of expression goes with it? Like, what about the sentiment of like, I guess it's going to be the same answer at the end, but like, you also look at like fake it until you make it. Like, you're not that thing. But if you pretend to be, you might get what you want to be in the future.
What? What?
Fake it till you make it type thing.
Fakes being white until she becomes white.
Well, she don't gotta become white, but she might end up with the white or Asian guy that she's looking for. I don't know. Or no, it's not even that.
Just put the thing in her profile preference and call it a day.
The interesting thing is not even that she's necessarily looking for white or Asian, even though that's what she bumped into, or it sounded like they bumped into. They're just changing their thing, so people that specifically filter out black or brown women, they don't get her. But she's basically trying to be in front of people that don't want her. What's the problem?
You just said the problem.
That's the problem, ain't it? Damn it, man. So this is something you definitely don't recommend to somebody, huh? Changing your thing. And yeah, like they said at the end, which you keep mentioning, they seem to fail because their moral of the story is men are just bums, I suppose, or men on that.
Shocking stuff, bro. Just scintillating stuff. You can write research papers on this shit.
Okay, so you all proud. She just expressed to you her current situation in life, how she's struggling to find suitable candidates on apps. She came up with her own. Well, she saw it online to come up with the idea, change her identity so she gets in front of a different pool of men, but it didn't work. So what do you tell her next, What do you tell her next, Ghost?
Bro, this, how you've said in the past that you don't think that men and women can be friends.
No, I don't.
This is a scenario in which she needs a guy friend to tell her that she is absolutely out of her mind bugging and explain in detail what we just went through? Because any guy would know exactly why she's finding these results aren't working for her and check her on it. Like,
Yeah.
what do you expect? Like, it's tough love is the solution here, and you're not gonna get any better results doing this trash ass tactic that she thinks she's doing something. She's not doing nothing. That's what I would if I was what I would tell her right to her face. Like, you're not doing what you think you're doing, bro. Like, you're really not.
Damn it, man.
This is like a logic problem. Like her.
It is, but the thing is, and again, this is I'm gonna stop myself before I come off as sexist because that is not my intent. But I feel like if I had to look at the demographics of these comments on her original video and seeing who was agreeing with her and who was not, I had a feeling that a lot of women would be somewhat in agreement with her methods, and none of the dudes would be. Just because, I don't know.
Fair enough. You have any other piece of guidance you could give this young lady, Ace? Any words of wisdom? Or a lady like this. We don't want to.
She might need like therapy or something.
Jesus,
she 100% does. Like, I think that's 100% true. Because she has some subconscious self-hating thing going on.
Yeah,
says to me, who is absolutely not a therapist, but
well, I'll let you.
That and just the conclusion. Well,
yeah,
I did all this run around nonsense, and the conclusion is men are bums. Like something.
It's just like the dude we just talked about. What's his name? He was saying that 2 years of me not being able to find anyone. It's the dating app, not me.
Yeah,
no. You're missing the key point.
Yep. 100%.
Well, I don't want to even go down this road, but there is a perception, this exists, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, that men that, maybe look like us, maybe have similar demographics, we might not be the most suitable candidates for long-term mate selection. Like, that's the thing that exists.
Sorry, you said long-term what? I didn't catch what you said.
Long-term partnership.
Wait. I think I missed something. Are you saying that's the perception?
That's the perception. That perception exists.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you. I missed the perception part. Okay.
Yeah. So, if that exists, can you really fault somebody for being like, and maybe going based off their own experiences, maybe they bumped into some brothers. The stats show that the vast majority of black and brown women prefer black and brown men, so that's what they're going for a lot in their life. Maybe their experiences based on, they have friends that talk about N-words are shit. Maybe there's just a cycle in her life that perpetuates, and based off what she's on dating apps, that shows if I stick to the black and brown men that I'm used to, I ain't gonna get nowhere. So maybe I should diversify myself by using these underhanded tactics. Can you really fault the system?
This is the same. This is the same logic that black dudes that don't want to get with black women and want to get with white women exclusively fall under. If you do that, sorry, you're racist. That's the solution. You can be racist, have fun being racist, and going for whatever demographic you want, but that's the conclusion.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, the way to do it is not to try to cheat the system and end up, again, like putting yourself in this losing situation, trying to please somebody that don't even want to see you or your people. It's just switch your preference to, you want to see whatever white people. If you want to see, if you want to do that for a short period of time, just see white people. Put that on your thing. That's what you want to see. If you want to see Asian people, put that on your thing. Like, don't.
But here's the thing, Ace. She's not like the other black girls. In her mind.
I think the main problem is, I think in their mind, it wasn't that. Well, I mean, again, certain dating apps do have the algorithm that, like, even if you say even if like as a black or brown woman, you say only show me white males. But if you are yourself, you put your ethnicity black woman or whatever the case may be, I think due process elimination, the algorithm is gonna put you on. You're gonna show up in the same circles as black and brown men because the thing is gonna be like, well, you're black, so black people like black people. Like I think certain things just kind of go that way, and I also think like we keep talking about, they want to be in front of people that don't typically want them, which is not going to work.
Go to therapy.
Hey man,
well, story right there.
And it's not a bad one. There's nothing wrong with seeking a little bit of counseling. Obviously, I don't know if I would see enough to say this person has any like it's not all the way there. But therapy is not just people that aren't all the way there. Maybe some level of communicating with other people could get their mindset in a different mindset that they're not looking at finding a partner like the way they look at it.
Very last thing. Do you guys see this guy's description?
I mean, it matches. I actually did. It actually matches like why he posted the caption. Why he's probably a guy. Actually, it definitely a guy. He said he makes it known. I like that. Proud, snow buddy, enablers, pro, straight, non-black, simp, black male. That's what the one that posted.
Wait, where is he? Just...
That's fucking unhinged. Fucking unhinged. He needs to go to therapy too. Like,
yeah. Some of that might be satire, but there's a lot of guys like that.
I don't know. I thought it was, but I think it might be.
There's quite a few guys like that in this day and age.
What does that mean? Snow bunny enableist.
Oh, do you know what a snow bunny is? Do you not know what a snow bunny is?
It's a white girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what is an enableist?
I mean, it's if you enable something.
You a co-signer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's basically the
an anti-Dr.
Umar Johnson.
Okay.
Salute to Dr. Umar Johnson and people like me. We don't bunny hop. We don't mess around with that. Yeah. This brother seems to be the opposite of that.
Well, yeah, he said he filters out black women. So yeah.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Never, exactly. But yeah, I'm not as if you are
that was joking by the way.
And you
co-sign all of that.
Exactly. If you want a white or white passing woman, obviously you can do whatever you want in this life. I was actually just talking to someone recently. I'm not to get into the weeds of things, but I'm actually one of the most progressive Israelites out there who says like you can absolutely positively be with a white sister. There's nothing in the scriptures that say you can't. I'm blessed. Anyway. But there's nothing else. We can move on to the next topic. I think we're almost done.
Damn, why does this thing keep scrolling up on you?
Pardon me. Jeez, I think it's good. We'll wrap it up soon. I think I just want to get backed up. Bert. Oh, sorry. I was going to make a weird joke. Man. Sometimes you revisit stories about people that passed and you're like, they passed? But we actually gave not rest in power, but acknowledgement of arrests in O.J. Simpson. Obviously, we all know the extensive, controversial background and history of O.J. Simpson. And, even before that, how he was probably one of the most famous or infamous American football players of all time. And we know one of the perceptions of football players, obviously, it is one of the most intensive sports where there's a lot of physical contact. And a lot of it sometimes manifests itself in head-to-head contact. But, outside of just his professional background, all the things that he's, spoken about in life, his actions, his decisions, leads us to this story. Family of O.J. Simpson gave a hard no to scientists asking to study his brain for CTE research. So the Shade Room. The longtime lawyer of O.J. Simpson opened up about how the Hall of Fame football player will be cremated according to People. Malcolm Lavarge, who is also serving as the executor of Simpson's estate, said that Simpson will be cremated and that his arrangements of funeral service have yet to be finalized. Reports also say Simpson's brain will not be donated to scientific research as the family disapproved. Lavarge added that Simpson's family gave a hard no to scientists asking to study Simpson's brain for CTE or chronic traumatic what the heck encephalopathy. Now put it all together, and what does that say?
Encephalopathy.
Nice. This is brain disease that has been diagnosed in many deceased professional football players and is believed to be caused by repeated head trauma, according to the Mayo Clinic. So, like I was saying, for better or for worse, we all love. Actually, I think baseball is American pastime, but we all love good old-fashioned American football. One of the most entertaining, one of the most hard fought sports, but it definitely comes with a risk. So yeah, I mean, that's the story. That's that's what the family has said, and you can't go against what the family says. And I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because we like to bump into a wide range of topics on this podcast. I don't know what topic we're talking about already, but like I said, we're no medical engineers, or we're not in the profession of science or medicine, but it's kind of interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard y'all thoughts on, or maybe there's some scriptural implication. I think I actually heard Wes says, I have to keep everything when I pass.
I definitely remember him saying that.
But I guess we don't have to spend too much time on this, because maybe this is just boiled down to a personal opinion or maybe a faith-based opinion. I don't know. What do y'all think when it comes to you donating your remains when you pass? Do you even really have an opinion on the ethics of like studying the dead, or you think it really is just up to the discretion of the? Is it the discretion of the person that? I mean, people usually pass unexpectedly, so you think it's up to? Well, we'll get there. What do you think on the topic itself? Then we get to like whose decision it should be, whether the family can say it or whether the person should have a say in it. Because I know there's always that thing of like you can like put on your license to donate, or put on your documentation that you can donate my organs. But anyway, what do you got? What do you think in general? What do you think, Ace?
In general, I just think of it from a standpoint of it seems like it would be weird for somebody to be doing all types of procedures on me after I'm dead.
But you're dead. Who cares?
Yeah. It still seems like it's not something I'll care about, obviously, if I'm dead, but I care about it now, being alive. I don't want to imagine my body being, I don't know, dissected and studied.
Even if the study on your body could lead to changes in the future?
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, it's super, it's probably extremely selfish, but it's just weird. Like it's creepy to me. So
I feel as if your opinion comes from the fact you've read a lot of one too many science fiction related. I don't know what some of those body projects that you be reading about, but maybe that's coming into place.
That could very well be it.
And yeah, this is definitely a hard opinion based topic. So if it's really just I'm not messing with that because I would feel uncomfortable about it, that's gonna be fine.
But I have been confronted with the morality question just from like there's an Aesop Rock song about it where he talks about like how almost selfish it is to not donate towards research when you die, because truly, like, what is the reason for you caring about what happens to your body after you're dead, especially if it's going to a good cause? but yeah, even with that, like, I don't. I right now I can't get past the. Um, personally, it just seems dis. Uh, kind of disturbing to me.
Yeah, got you. I mean, I don't know if there's any quote unquote full on objective reason, but I know, so like I was saying, like some people look at it like from a faith based thing, like just I don't know if there's an actual scriptures to point to it, but some people do believe that everything needs to be intact. So I don't know, that's why. But I don't know, maybe some people do have like legitimate other reasons. Maybe some people, we've talked about topics. Some people believe in coming back. And if and when I come back, I want everything to be where it was.
I think you'll be fine if you come back from the dead. I'm sure.
Oh, you think about that?
Whatever little problems you have with missing kidney here or there, it'll be restored. Like you'll be good.
You think if they have the technology to bring somebody back, they have the technology to whatchamacallit, create a human organ?
Yeah.
Are we talking about technology, or are we talking about biblical resurrection?
I thought you were talking resurrection.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I don't know that technology angle. I mean, your organs, even if they weren't taken, aren't going to be restored, or they're going to decompose in the matter of like months. So, unless you think the resurrection's coming that soon.
Sorry. Well, that's why people are vying for that cryogenic stuff.
Right. Yeah, with the cryogenics, like, yeah, if they do figure out a way to resurrect through technology, I mean, I'm not really sure it's going to be the conscience, if you will, of the person that actually died that gets revived. But
I mean,
but yeah, at that point, you'll probably have the stem cells.
If you died due to like disease, like heart disease, and then they bring you back, that's still your brain. If you truly, is it pretty much a fact at this point? I didn't think we'd go on this route. Is it pretty much a fact at this point? Like your not soul, but your conscience is tied to your brain.
I mean, scientifically, nobody has proved that.
But even like I listened to I don't know if it was like an abortion related debate, but I listened to a conversation that Destiny was speaking on, and they were speaking about, and this it seems to be like a worldview that like people can acknowledge, like if your liver goes bad, you can replace your liver, and it's still you. If your kidney goes bad, and you replace your kidney, you can replace it, it's still you. Even if your heart goes bad and they replace your heart, that's still you. But if you cut off your head, replace it with a new head, that ain't you. And they come at it from like no faith root in it.
I mean, it does make sense in that when you say it's still you, it's mostly because of the conscience behind it. And if you at least attribute thinking to the brain, then if you completely alter how that person thinks to the point where it's like unrecognized, as just maybe you could say it's not that person anymore.
Well, before we get too deep into it, what about you, Ghost? Are you rocking with people taking your brain? And I guess not really. I wasn't really supposed to ask you what do you guys think about it personally, but I guess in general, what do you think about people studying brains and body parts after people pass?
I like for me, I wouldn't mind being an organ donor. Necessarily, like personally, I don't really care what happens to any part of me after I die, but I do know that if my brain were to be taken, my family members probably would not be too happy with that. So that's why I would lean away from that. Speaking from like in general, and I guess in OJ's case, like where they want his brain for CTE research, where in theory is being done.
I think they want his
to
brain for a
help.
lot more than football CT. They want to know what's going on in his head.
That might be true, but if we were not being cynical and saying that they wanted it for purely scientific reasons, just for the CTE, I still 100% understand why his family had a problem with it, because for one, like what you kind of implied, like people have been shitting on OJ for decades at this point, and deserved or not, guilty or not, his family has kind of had to deal with the fallout of that. And then to have scientists just come in knocking on your door after he passed and saying, "Oh, can we take his brain and look into it for CTE?" When, for one, like it feels kind of impersonal. Like there might be a net good that comes out of it, but the fact that you really don't care about him as a person at all, and you're just trying to get his brain to look at it just for the CTE, it really
I see what you're saying.
would rub me. It rubs me the wrong way just as an outsider. Like, and again, I do know there's some positives. Like Junior Seau was a football player who killed himself. He actually shot himself in the chest with a shotgun because he specifically stated he wanted his brain to be studied for CTE because he was in that much pain from it. That is a different scenario because the CTE can almost directly be attributed to his death, and it was his explicit wishes. Whereas this, like, they don't know if he even had CTE necessarily. And if he did, which he might, CTE now, like, the perception online is it's a bad thing, but a lot of people, like, just make kind of insensitive jokes about it. And we have, on one hand, Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I was about to say, you see what Antonio Brown be posting? CTE ESPN.
He parlays it into, like, and for jokes and stuff in his brand. But a lot of people, a lot of professional fucking sports casters and debaters will use CTE in their debates and, like, oh, this person's acting crazy, he must have CTE. And it just comes off as really, like, insensitive in some ways. And, like, again, like, when people talk about cancer, you don't really see people making jokes about cancer and all that because it's treated as a serious thing. And
especially
if someone
when you
had
see
brain
commercials,
say it again.
Especially when you see the commercials.
Yeah. And when someone dies, and if this was like they wanted to take his brain and study it for cancer, if someone dies from brain cancer, they want to study his brain for future help, that would be kind of a different implication and perception than CTE, because again, you don't know if he even has it. There's still a lot that needs to be researched about CTE.
Yeah.
And I guess that's I get why they want his brain, because they want to see
the brain would help with that research.
That is true, but again, at the same time, it's like
or it could.
If I was the family, could be looking at it from a perspective of, oh, you think that he was that mentally jacked up that he had CTE, even though we don't think he showed any signs of it. That could just I don't know. That might not be the truth, but that could be something that they feel, and I would 100% get that reasoning. So I do understand the hesitation of the brain specifically, and again, it's like the brain is like, how many pieces of media, science fiction or not, fake, real or not, have you seen where someone has a brain and it's hooked up to tubes and stuff, and there's a robot or something that it's controlling where their body isn't there, but the brain is. And I'm being kind of facetious with it right now, but at the same time, it's like the perception and the implication is there that if you have someone's brain, you have a piece of them as a person that you can recycle and use in some way. And I get why it could be completely false, but I get why the hesitation is there to ever grant someone that possibility.
I mean, we're getting to the point where we're developing technology where we can link the brain to technology.
Yeah, Neuralink. Yeah.
Exactly.
Dang.
Yeah.
Imagine the brain of O.J. Simpson and you put an AI in it. Holy
Dog.
shite.
Crazy.
But
And
science
on the other slide too, like we were talking about whether the person is still them, if if the brain is altered or something like that. But also, is it possible for them to come back to consciousness in some, like, I don't know, but this is where I'm getting to like Black Mirror type thought processes, but like where it's almost like you make them a prisoner inside their own brain, like they don't have a body, they don't have agency, they're just subject or trapped within their brain, which is subject to whatever technology that you develop to revive it or something like that. Like,
can we imagine? I know there's like media that displays that, but can we imagine how that feels? For your
only
brain?
in a very surface level way. Like Black Mirror portrayed it as like a brain experiencing like life basically, but in an altered way.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't think we can truly imagine what that would be. Just like your brain is conscious, but there's no body to it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if there's too much more on this. I don't necessarily want to hyper focus on this, even though I mean, how can you not hyper focus on this OJ related? Do y'all opinions change on it at all? Because, and I'm not super knowledgeable on why people vie for cremation, but to be clear, they have a plan to disintegrate the body. It's not like they hold reverence to the body so much that they want it completely intact. They're planning to completely destroy it. They just don't want other people to mess with it. Does that change anything for y'all? Like, it just kind of seem like it's contradictory, or you think that could still add up and be kosher?
No, that doesn't change anything for me. I think it's the same thing, essentially.
Yeah, I think it is the same thing. Whether or not they want the body buried or cremated, it's still the impetus is still probably more so for them not to have the body tampered with by some third party.
Got it.
Yeah, if he can't use it, then no one else can.
Fair enough. Yeah, man, this is definitely something that can go in a bunch of different ways, and even we kind of started to dive into some of the more science fiction aspects and the more like morality aspects. I guess real quick for me, I guess I'm similar to you, Ghost, in the sense that like from an objective standpoint, I don't think I particularly care. I almost think the scientist engineering me would like to see not like to see, but there's a level of like I can understand why we would want to continually advance our knowledge and do things like this. Like, this person passed, let's study it so we can continually become knowledgeable and make strides in the future. The more we understand things, the better, the more we can I don't know, help to be of support for them. But I think maybe not so much family. I think the thing is, I don't necessarily like when I can't necessarily fully explain why I would hold something, but I think for me it might fall more toward a faith-based thing, towards like I for the most part think we should have all our facilities to the best of our ability. Like the body that the Most High gave you, it should stay to however level of intact we can keep it, even when we pass. That's my best rationalization. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, like you said, it's definitely a heavily opinion-based thing. Like, it's going to largely depend on the person, their beliefs, their moral system. I guess one of the last things to ask, maybe it just boils down to a hierarchy thing. Do you think it boils down to like what the person wants and then what the family wants and then anybody else? Or do you think maybe like the family should still have the highest level of input even after the person passes?
As long as the person was in their sound mind, relatively speaking, when they did die or made the request, I think what their wishes are should be granted first, and then after that, family, and then unless it's something like absolutely crazy, but barring any wild circumstances, it should be their
They want him taxidermied.
You know what sucks?
They wanted a Hannibal Lecter it and serve it to people, something crazy. But yeah, outside anything crazy like that.
Same thing for you, Ace?
Yeah, I agree.
You know what sucks? Sometimes I'll question like myself real quick, like, why isn't this more of a thing? Like, it seems like it's pretty much this. I think the average perception is like, no, we're not taking apart our bodies and using it for science after we die. No matter what, like across different belief systems, moralities, cultures. I think this is a pretty consistent thing. And I have to like wonder why. I think fundamentally, for better or for worse, we never want to be in a society where we're super pro, like, do whatever you want after people pass. Because I think that opens the door for, like, weird, like, people try to get people organs situations. I think, and I don't know, I don't, this can't be the super concrete reason, but in the back of my mind, I think, like, if we were a bit more lawless when it comes to this, I think it would open the door for people to try to, like, you know, there'd be a lot of sketchy situations happening, a lot of people passing, so we can get our hands on their organs and stuff like that.
Yeah, be like back in the day. Well, I guess that was when they were trying to study bodies, but all the grave robberies and stuff.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it kind of sucks because if we don't study humans, then we look towards the next best thing. People try to get their hands on dead primates and monkeys and stuff. Dang. What if they made a monkey football league? This is after our stuff. They made a monkey football league, put it on TV, make a business out of that, and then once the monkeys die, study them.
Oh my god. That's so insane that it might actually have survivability.
What was the movie back then?
That's
monkey that was playing
crazy.
Monkey that was playing. What was the monkey playing? Was it playing hockey?
I don't know. There was the monkey. I think about the monkey skateboarding.
He used to do a lot.
He did. What
MVP,
was that?
right?
Yes. Yeah.
Hockey's no joke.
That's a deep hole.
Hockey's no joke either. I wonder if they studied that monkey's brain. Anyway, before we get into some weird monkey territory, there's nothing else. We can wrap it up. I think it's a good time, an hour. For get it off your heart and get off your chest, we have to give a quick rest and power. Play it up, Ace.
I am super confused at what's going on. Okay.
I think I put the link in there.
Yeah. No. It was my screen.
Yes. The filmmaker Morgan Spurlock, he might not know the name, but you definitely have heard his one of his greatest works, quote unquote. Super Size Me filmmaker Morgan Spurlock passes away at 53 following a battle with cancer. That's power.
He ate all that damn McDonald's.
Yeah, Spurlock passed away Thursday despite upstate New York due to complications related to cancer. His family confirmed the passing in a statement. It was sad day. As we said our goodbyes to his brother Morgan, Morgan gave so much to his heart, idea, and generosity. Today, the world lost a true creative genius and special man. We are so proud. I'm so proud and I worked together with him. Many people remember the Morgan's 2004 film Super Size Me, which he starred and directed. In the film, he conducted an experiment that included consuming food from a fast food restaurant McDonald's. Yes. Man, I remember watching that in school. I don't know if they made everybody watch in school, but I watched it in school. And obviously, it didn't super affect me because I still went on to eat a lot of McDonald's afterwards. But I still will never forget it because that was, I think I had heard it before, but that was one of the first times I had visually thought about the fact that McDonald's fries really don't decompose. And I I never really ate McDonald's fries after that because if you drop a McDonald's fries in your car, and then like you have that car for like 60 years, 5 years, maybe even 10 years down the line, and you go look for that fry, it's still gonna be there. Not moldy, it's gonna be there. So
Plastic.
so yeah, I'll never forget him for that. I'll never forget that concept, and he's definitely a contributor to that. So definitely, condolences to his family. Definitely, I would say he's legend status. Everybody knows Super Size Me, and yeah, that's all we got to say. So let me switch some stuff around so we can wrap this thing up. What the heck is this? Okay. Good stuff. Okay. So, classic. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the movie. Dope podcast as usual. Before we wrap it up, as we like to do at the end of all these podcasts, what, if anything, are y'all looking forward to? You know what they have. You know what they say about something to look forward to.
I know I have one.
Well, I'll start this week if that's all right. Similar to, I think I came in a couple weeks ago. I was pumped for an anime that they said was gonna come out in the future, and I got another one, Sakamoto Days. The only thing that if you haven't seen the trailer, go look at it. Sakamoto Days, SAKAMOTO Days. Definitely a dope looking trailer, and I'm familiar. It's currently the manga series is currently running. It's a weekly Jump manga, and it's what the part I'm gonna say is kind of weird about it. The thing I gotta figure out like why there are some like series where like I'm not inclined to like start reading the manga, but when I hear about the anime, I still get pumped. The other manga, the other anime I recommended like not too long ago is the same thing. Like I don't currently read the manga, but I am interested in the series. And I don't know. I'm maybe like watching this show or watching more shows will maybe realize why that is. But yeah, there's some series where like I'm not so much interested in reading it, but the show I want to check out, and maybe that'll get me into reading it. But yeah. Also, real quick, I don't know if I have a link for this or a picture, but they put out a release date, and a new trailer for the Dragon Ball Z joint. Oh, here it is. October 11th. Put it on your calendars. October 11th. The new Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game's coming out. Man, I can't wait.
Nice.
And that's a couple months down the line, so they better be putting all the attention to detail they need into it, because that's gonna be one of the biggest things that dropped since some drops. So they got to do it right. They got to honor the legacy. We all know, Kara passed. We got to do it right. There ain't no sloppy BS. Oh, you get on and the first thing you experience is a bunch of lag. We can't, none of that. We got to be pristine. But sorry, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the default. There's a couple of shows coming up. I sadly wasn't able to go to one of them I was looking forward to. My brother graduated. So selfish of him. I wasn't able to make it to the concert. But a couple other ones I'm looking forward to that should be dope.
Excellent. Yeah, I really been feeling like it's actually weather for like shows recently. But sorry.
I'm back on my guitar playing cycle again, so
cycle.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more of that.
Nice. There's nothing wrong with cycles. That's life. Whoa, dang. Chris Brown got moves. Those moves. We all have phases where we're into things more so than others. Dope. And plus, I always remember, you got guitars wall to wall, so you better make use of them.
Seriously, dude. It's crazy how many guitars I have in here.
I guess one last thing to quickly share. This is more of a get off your chest, but salute to all the young and old, I suppose, graduates. It's definitely graduation season. At the time of recording, a lot of people are graduating. It's typically always a major milestone in one's life, whether it's high school, higher education, whatever the case may be. Even if it's middle school, somebody graduated? Somebody, maybe it was one of my younger brothers. Somebody was talking about graduating from middle school. I was like, did I have a graduation for junior high school? That didn't sound right, but maybe it's a thing. Anyway, so salute to all the graduates. Definitely, your hard work paid off. But all that aside, thank you guys for coming out here and doing this podcast thing. Like always, you guys are super dope. And we appreciate any and all listeners that listen to our podcast. We super appreciate y'all. And we hope by listening to your podcast that you might have gained your perspective. Might have learned something new. Like, if you are looking for a different shade of human, go on that dating app, switch your thing, and you might just get something new. Or we just hope that you find this entertaining. But if none of that happened for you, all we have to say is be warmed and be filled. Thank you. Okay, nice. 2 hours 30. It kind of felt, it did feel like we're kind of going on a bit long, but, not all night. Okay, stop.